What's going on, Raider Nation? We're talking about the loss that we just took with Raiders versus Miami Dolphins at Miami, I gotta say. But we're going to talk some Raider football, and I gotta say, I know everybody's disappointed. I know we had the game, many opportunities to win the game. I was able to watch most of the game, but I was kind of in and out watching it as well because I was busy, but I saw how Aiden O'Connell played. In my last video, I said, hey, man, like Aiden O'Connell has to really step it up. He has to step it up to really be considered the future quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders. And unfortunately, he didn't. He made rookie mistakes. He's a rookie. But there is something in this kid where he does good, but you just don't see it maybe move. We have to give him a couple more games, but you don't really see the franchise quarterback right there. So obviously we got to go in the draft to get a prime quarterback. But I feel like Aiden O'Connell is definitely a great backup, and I would still sign him to be a backup for the Raiders because I think he's a great backup. But you know what? We could be upset. We could be frustrated. We were 5-5. Now we're 5-6. We're right there in a playoff hunt. I'm not really mad, man. For some reason, I'm not that crazy mad. I was a little bit upset after the game because of the opportunities and the last drive and some of the decision making AP made, Antonio Pierce, but especially the offensive coordinator and giving them Aiden O'Connell and this offense. Some of this play calling was kind of horrendous to me. Some things worked, a lot of things didn't. And then obviously, absolutely ecstatic of the defense. So I'm not, after kind of settling down, luckily it was a morning game, so I'm kind of had the whole day to think. I'm not that too upset, man. I'm not too upset because you got to listen. We got rid of Josh McDaniels. We got rid of a lot of the coaching staff. This is a team that nobody has any faith really in other than, Raider fans. So there is nothing to lose this season. So that's what I want the mentality to be, to nothing to lose coming into this game. And I saw elements in there where Antonio Pierce had nothing to lose. There was a questionable, should we take the 3 points on a fourth down? And then we didn't get it. I'm all in with that move, actually, because, Antonio Pierce is there to win. The problem is the play calling was not that great, especially on just overall. Instead of, when we did get the touchdown to Devante Adams, the offense was very stale. There was no really kind of game plan for Josh Jacobs when he should be touching the ball more, just like the last game. But Miami was a stout defense, man, and he had Ramsey actually balling out in this game, which I was very worried about. But I know he's up there in age, and but when you have a rookie QB, that doesn't really, he's there to dine. He's there to eat. And I give it to Aiden O'Connell to not being scared and throwing that way. The problem is his accuracy, man, his precision. His accuracy was just not there. And when it's not there and you're throwing darts or you're throwing balls to where Ramsey is, you got to be accurate. If you're not accurate, he's going to kill you every time. So I'm not that angry, man. They tried. This team was supposed to be blown out by the Miami Dolphins, who blows out teams. They're undefeated in home field advantage. So I'm not that upset. I know a lot of us Raider fans are, but I'm not, because we're 5-6. We go against KC. We could beat KC. It's a rival game. Rival games, things can happen. We saw that with Steelers in Cleveland, when Cleveland should have lost the game, but they didn't. They beat the Steelers. Rival games are just a lot different, a lot different vibe to it. So with Miami, we're supposed to be blown out, but man, Raiders defense, Patrick Graham, I don't know if it was because of Josh McDaniels or it's just now he's starting to get these guys to believe into the system, maybe giving them a little bit more free range. But this Raiders defense is really coming alive. I said that, hey, the Raiders defense are, let's see how they do. This is the true test with the Miami Dolphins. They've been playing really, really good, but they're playing against the best offense in the league. And man, was the defense. You have to be happy if you're a Raider fan, because we haven't seen a stout defense like this in years. I would even say back in the Khalil Mack days, even though there wasn't that most like top 10 defense. If you want to go even further, the 02-03 Super Bowl, man, you had Romanowski, you had Charles, you had Rod. I mean, you had you had studs on that defense. So this is a defense that I'm actually I see potential. This is what I think when Antonio Pierce and when everybody is saying Spillane almost got a pick again today. He's playing really, really good defense. I think you're going to have to, the defense moving forward after this season is what you need to start investing in. I know you need to start the offense. Definitely, you need a quarterback. Number one, you need a quarterback. But if you're going to go for free agency or draft capital, you need to start building this defense because this defense is on its I would say its second phase. You're moving up every phase, and this is starting to become a really, really good defense. So start molding it to become a fantastic defense. That's what Raider Nation wants. A fantastic back in the 70s. I mean, flags are going to go flying everywhere, but give me some cover, guys. Give me some coverage. Give me some hit them, bring them down no matter what kind of defense, and takeaways. The best thing about this game is the Raiders were taking away, causing takeaways, fumbles, interception. Man, the defense was really going all over the place. I'm super excited to see if this defense could play like this in this level for the rest of the year, especially when we're going against KC. That's the matchup. That's the team we're going to face 2 times a year come playoffs if we make it to the playoffs too. So this defense needs to sustain that, and I think we need to definitely capitalize on what we have, the core we have now. The weak points is Bennett. Bennett is killing me as a rookie. He's not. He really made some mistakes out there. Injuries are definitely going to be there, but it's part of the game. We look at the whole league. Everybody's injured. So the defense, I'm super proud of. I think this is why I'm not as mad, because I thought this defense was going to lay an egg and just get killed. And Tyreek Hill did go out for a little bit. A-Chain was out too, but you had Mostert, who still put up points from a lot of different against different teams. So the Raiders were able to stop him quite a bit. There was one particular play though that they got the touchdown. I think it was Ahmed from the Miami team. That was just a good play calling, but I would have had somebody at least by or right there in the middle to make sure nothing was going to go in the middle if we're going to go zero defense, or press. But man, good defense. Tyreek Hill did come back in, and Tyreek Hill's going to get his. I said it, it's like basketball. Let's say when Shaq in his prime, Shaq is going to get his. You got to get the other guys to beat you. Unfortunately, that was Kobe Bryant was on there, but most of the time, if a dominant guy like that is too dominant and Michael Jordan is in the game, you got to stop Michael and then let everybody else beat you. And if everybody beats you, well, it is what it is. You tried, you did your best. You just made sure that you try to get your fighting chance to win. The problem was the offense didn't give you a fighting chance to win. I just said it. Aiden O'Connell's accuracy really played a big factor. There was a couple drives. There was a couple passes to Devante Adams that could have been huge for us. Just went overthrown. I was really hating the play calling when throwing it to the flats to Jacoby, to Devante. The one with Hunter Renfrow going he's a small guy and throwing it up here and him almost getting killed. There was a couple times Aiden O'Connell, it felt like a Jimmy Garoppolo situation where he's throwing balls where these guys are going to get injured because our quarterback is not accurate. That is a problem. Aiden O'Connell, I still think you continue to start him because he's the best opportunity we have. Jimmy, he's good. He's really good at short passes, but the offensive line is still bad. And it didn't help that we didn't have Colton Miller in there. So the offensive line needs to be retooled coming off season as well. You got to think off season as well. But the remainder of the games, you got to stick with Aiden O'Connell because of the fact that he did throw a bomb to Devante Adams, and he's thrown a couple bombs that really gives us that little chance to win. Yes, they should have been accurate. They should have dropped a dime right in the hands of your wide receiver. You overthrew a couple and absolutely horrendous, throw when Ramsey came over in the last play and actually got the interception. I thought it hit the ground, but whatever. So Yeah, but Aiden Connell is able to throw it downfield. I just need this guy to use his legs more because offensive line is not very good if Colton Miller's not in there. And if you're gonna throw, you need, or if the line is that bad, you need to run the ball. Even though the run is not working, and I know, and you got to be just the game plan coming into this had to be better. For the defense, it was fantastic. For the offense, it was sluggish. It was tiring. It was neutral. It really felt like a Josh McDaniels offense at times. But you got to learn from your mistakes, and I think this is a learning lesson. Every rookie coach, rookie OC, rookie quarterback, what is there to lose? So I'm not too mad at we lost how we lost on the offensive side because these are growing pains, man. You're going to learn. You're just going to learn, man. Especially with AP making a couple questionable coaching decisions, especially letting the time drain that much. Not giving your team a chance to go out there and get first downs on the sideline. And if they do get a first down, move up to the ball, spike it. Not giving you a chance to have these plays in the playbook that you could use with the little time you have, but letting the clock drain and then opting for a field goal. You already just knew you were going to get a field goal. That's Josh McDaniels thinking. You don't want that. So these are things that he's going to learn. These are things that the team's going to learn. And I don't think Devante Adams is mad. I think he knows that, hey, man, this is it. We had the game. We could have won it. The offense is still stale. But I still think he knows that it's getting there. It's moving along. The Raiders still have the best thing that you could have with this team right now is the environment. And I think the environment is way up to the max. I think AP delivers a speech. I didn't see after the post game or whatever what he told the players, but if I'm AP and I'm telling these players, all right, okay, we lost this one. I look at Aiden O'Connell and said, you just got your ass kicked. You're down on the ground, but you as a winner need to get back up with your teammates, me by your side, me picking you up, I don't know, I'm not a coach. Just basically tell him that the team's got his back, he's got his back, and that Aiden O'Connell needs to have that will. He needs to know that we all have your back, we all believe in you, but you got to be the one that's ready to shake this off and move on to KC, because KC's going to be the biggest game of the year. You still have technically a chance to make the playoffs. A lot of football, little football left, but it could be done. We've done it before. We could do it again. I hope we can. I want AP to win the job. The reason I think that us Raider fans are really invested in a lot of these games is because we want to see if AP could win the job. We want him to win the job. We want him to have this team for next year, but we need to see it. If there's games like this throughout the rest of the year, then we're going to have to get a coaching change. OC, we definitely need an offensive coordinator, but head coach and GM, we could stick with these guys, but these guys need to get the team ready come KC, and that's going to be a big one. I bet you if they win that game, AP, Mark Davis thinks, you got the job. There's rumblings that Harbaugh's coming. There's rumblings that Gruden's coming back. I want to see what this guy could do. I think the Raider team at this point, this decade, needs a player coach. At first, I didn't think so with Bisaccia, but after the Josh McDaniels fumble and just disaster, maybe that's what the Raiders players do need, because when you get a players coach like Antonio Pierce, like Bisaccia, and even Jack Del Rio, it seems like the Raiders players play hard and able to really reach that not full potential, but right there. So I'm looking forward to the next games. Not too angry about this loss. It is what it is. Miami is a good team. It looks like their defense is getting better. Offense is always going to be good. Tua still throwing for a bunch of yards. And even though we lost by a touchdown, Miami is Miami. Miami is a good team. So we can't fault ourselves. I mean, we barely lost by a touchdown. And I know that's not what you want to hear. That's not what I want to hear. I want to win. But when it comes to where we're at and what we've been through already this year, this is actually a win for us. Let's move on to KC. Let's see how AP does. Let's see how the players react. This is going to be the true test. This is going to really showcase Raider Nation. Is this team ready to really kind of like make a run, right, for the playoff spot? Are they still behind AP after this loss? Are they still fighting for him? That's going to be the main reason we're going to watch all our games, to see if this team will still fight for their head coach right now. So thank you guys. I'm Dan Man. Get down until we talk more Raider football. I'll see you guys later. Subscribe, like, hit the bell. Is the bell? It's bell button. Till next time. See ya.